A virus has infected a number of species of bats. Some groups worried they make it to the United States. Some think they have already. With the number of growing reports, they may be correct. There is some research that speculates that as the climate continues to get warmer, vampire bats will extend their range into the United States. But after a number of sightings and attacks, many of us know they're here. In a press release from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the first person who died, a 19-year-old from Mexico, he didn't die from the bite itself, but from the rabies virus that the bat infected him with. A species of vampire bat and common cave bat that was thought to feed only on birds has developed a taste for human blood, according to a report published recently in the journal Acta Chiropterologica. The discovery raises some major health concerns, as the bats are known to carry rabies. 3 different species of vampire bat are known to rely exclusively on blood for their diet. Of these, Desmodus rotundus and Diomys youngi are considered to be relatively unfussy eaters, and will slurp from the veins of many different types of animal. Diphylla ecaudata, on the other hand, has a rather more particular palate, and had until now been thought to feed only on the fat-laden blood of wild birds, while shunning protein-rich mammalian blood. Yet when researchers analyzed the DNA in the poop of D. ecaudata in Catimbau National Park in northern Brazil, they discovered human blood in 3 of their 15 samples. Not only is this the first time that the bats have been found to be feeding on people, but it curiously contradicts previous studies that suggested the bats would rather starve than drink the blood of mammals. In one study, the creatures continually refused the blood of cattle when offered it in the absence of any birds to feed on, with some even starving to death. The results of this research indicate that the bats are in fact more versatile in their feeding capabilities than previously thought, while also highlighting the impact that human encroachment is having on the animal's habitat. With the number of settlements in the park having increased in recent years, deforestation and hunting is destroying wild bird populations. In response, the bats are having to seek out alternative food sources, and are thought to be feeding mainly on people sleeping outside in hammocks, while also sneaking into open windows to bite people in their beds just like real vampires. What's very strange? The common vampire bat feeds on large animals, such as cows and horses. Occasionally people get bitten when they sleep out in the open or near cattle. The bite itself is a tiny little wound, often on the toe. People often have trouble finding the wound, and notice it only because they wake up with bloody sheets. The bat takes only a tablespoon of blood, but the wound can bleed a bunch, at least for its size, because the bat's saliva has an anticoagulant in it. The bite itself is so minor that it won't do you much harm. However, the new bat's behavior, each victim was drained dry. In other news, 12 children are killed in wave of attacks by rabid vampire bats in Peru. At least 12 children have died from rabies after being attacked by blood-sucking bats in the Peruvian jungle, but locals first blamed it on witchcraft. The outbreak of rabies killed the indigenous children after they were bitten by the vampire bats in the Amazon region of Loreto, more than 1,000 kilometers north of the capital, Lima. Aged between 8 and 15, the children died between September and February, according to regional health official Herman Silva. With over 2/3 of rabies deaths in U.S. attributed to bat exposure, we should be concerned, very concerned. A number of people have reported bats attacking the smartphones as the screen lights up at night. It's hard to see what flies in the skies at night. Stay alert and paranoid, my friends.